Dyes are expensive. Would you like some ideas on how to stretch this supply? In this video, I'll be showcasing 2 different techniques using the Altenew Floral In and Out border die. Come join me, Amy of Sevenscrafts, as we kick off a series on how to stretch your crafting supplies. Today, the border die that we'll be featuring is an intricate die from Altenew called the Floral In and Out border die. The first technique will focus on inking up a background to help the intricate white die cut really pop off the page. To start off, I've already stamped and heat embossed with clear embossing powder the sentiment to the happy couple. Since the sentiment has clear embossing powder over it, this will protect it from the next step, which is blending. The blending I'm doing here is what I call vertical blending. And vertical blending is where I make stripes down the page. And I've started off with vanilla cream ink in the middle, and I am adding Silverstone ink to both of the edges. And the Silverstone ink is going to tone down the next color, which is Ocean Waves, which is a very, very bright blue. And as I blend over, you'll see that the edge with the Silverstone is a lot darker than the bright that is next to the vanilla cream. And you'll see that the Ocean Waves does not connect into the vanilla cream, but instead I'm coming in with Sweet Leaf, which is a really, really nice, pretty green. And that is acting as the bridge between the Ocean Waves and the vanilla cream. And so what I'm getting here is a really nice blend from very dark on the edge to Ocean Waves blue to Sweet Leaf, and then into vanilla cream in the middle. And I'm going over with a vanilla cream just to make sure everything blends over. And that's my die cut. It really pops off the page. And here I've already added in some drops from water and also some shimmer spray. And since this is such an intricate die cut, I'm using adhesive spray to really get it down to be nice and flat, because I don't really want that popping off the page. So then I put this panel on top of a top folding 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch top folding white note card. And I'm going to add just a couple of gems from Studio Katia. And I'm going to put 3 of these on, and I really like this Nuvo adhesive. It's clear, it dries transparent, and it holds up very, very well. And I'm putting these in 3s, trying to act as a triangle around this. And this is my finished card. And that die cut really, really pops off that page. The next technique will focus on coloring your die cut. This die from Altenew cuts a floral border that is really great in a peekaboo design. On this piece of Nina 110-pound solar white cardstock that is cut to 5 1/2 inches high by 8 1/2 inches long, I will score it at 4 1/4 inches to make a side folding note card. About 1 1/2 inches from the edge, I tape down the die, and this die is so intricate, I ran it through my Gemini Junior machine a few times in order to make sure it really cut through all of that paper. After die cutting, I unfolded the card and added a piece of scrap paper just so I could really see what I was doing on top of my mat. And I'm adding baby pink ink from Altenew to each of the flowers that are a part of this die cut. And I really want to get this ink down, and I want all of these flowers to pop up. So I'm using a detailed blending brush in order to get that ink down, but only on top of the flowers. After I finish blending that baby pink ink through each one of the flowers, I then add magenta. And magenta is the darkest color in the Spring Bouquet set. And what I'm going here is for variation. So there's a little bit of light and then a little bit of dark. So you can see here I'm just really tapping on this color at the base of the flower. I'm going to go in now with the leaves, and I start off with lime and fresh leaf. And then I'm finally going to add a little bit of citrus burst to add even more definition and variation to the flower. Since some of this card will have the inside showing, I wanted to add a sentiment that could work on the inside and the outside, and for the color scheme to match as well. So on a piece of cardstock, I am blending the colors that I used before, baby pink, magenta, and citrus burst, to cut out sweet. Now using the sentiment from the Altenew sentiment strips, the sentiment is sending you sweet birthday wishes, but I don't like to cut apart my stamps. So instead what I'm doing is I'm stamping birthday wishes on the bottom that will be seen, and I just use a piece of tape to make sure that the ink only goes onto the words that I want it to go onto. Then I'm going to come in with some Versamark ink, because ultimately I want to heat emboss this with clear embossing powder to really make sure that that sentiment stands out. Make sure that you remove that tape before you put it down. The clear embossing powder will make it nice and shiny. And now you can see birthday wishes through there. So that's my finished inside panel with the sweet and then the sending you in the same way that I did before. And when I close it, you can see that you can just see the birthday wishes. I'm adding a couple of drops of clear gems just to give this a little bit more shine, noticing that the top is just looking a little bit too bare. And then I'm actually going to add some drops. So I take some of the fuchsia ink, mix it with a little bit of water on a block, and then I take some citrus burst ink and I just spatter that onto the top of the card, and then I finally finish it off with some lime ink. This card is now all finished with an outside looking very, very happy and pretty, and that die cut really shining, and the inside is just oh so sweet, ready to make somebody a very happy birthday. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that this inspires you to go ahead and put your stamp on your crafty projects. Thank you so much for joining me, and I would love to know different ways that you use border dies. Have a great day today.